The 54th Infantry Regiment is a line infantry regiment of the French Army. History. Early service. It was formed in 1657 during the ancient regime as the Régiment Mazarin Catalans, being renamed the Régiment Royal Catalan in 1661, then the Régiment Royal Roussillon in 1667. The regiment was recruited in the regions of Perpignan, Roussillon and Catalonia. The regiment served at the Battle of Fontenoy in 1745 during the War of the Austrian Succession. A second battalion of the Royal Roussillon served in Germany. In 1756, the 54th Infantry Regiment's uniform was white with blue facings, 5 gilded buttons for the linings and 3 buttons on each pocket. Its 1st Battalion fought in Canada during the French and Indian War from 1756 to 1761, under the command of General Louis-Joseph de Saint-Véran, Marquis de Montcalm, with M. de Senezig as its colonel. The battalion arrived in New France in May 1756, and was originally posted to Montreal, with the exception of a detachment that was sent to Fort Carillon. It fought at the Battle of Fort William Henry. After that victory, the regiment took part in the 1758 Battle of Carillon. It then went to Quebec City to defend the city. At the Battle of the Plains of Abraham, it was broken and forced to flee by steady fire from the British 35th Foot, whose members are traditionally held to have picked up the 54th's plumes and placed them in their own headdress. The regiment participated in the battles of Montmorency, the Plains of Abraham and Saint Foy. Revolution and First Empire. In 1791, just before the French Revolution, it lost its royal title and first became the 54th Line Infantry Regiment. Then in 1793 the 54e Demi-Brigade de Bataille. From 1796, it was made up of the 43e Demi-Brigade de Bataille. In 1803, it reverted to its title of 54th Line Infantry Regiment. Distinguished at Barossa and led the assault on Le Haye-Saint at Waterloo. 1 battalion was present in the Wagram campaign. Between 1804 and 1815, it lost 23 officers killed, 89 wounded and 14 died of wounds. During this period it fought at 1792, Battle of Valmy and Battle of Jemappes, 1793, Battle of Kaiserslautern, 1794, Mainz, Battle of Mainz, 1799, Battle of Bergen, Battle of Alkmaar, 1800, Battle of Hohenlinden, 1805, Battle of Austerlitz, 1806, Crelwitz and Battle of Lübeck, 1807, Battle of Ostralica and Battle of Friedland, 1808, Battle of Espinosa and Battle of Somosierra, 1809, Battle of Essling, Battle of Wagram, and Battle of Talavera de la Reina. 1810, St. Louis, 1811, Battle of Barossa, Battle of Fuentes de Honoro, and Battle of Zuja. 1812, Siege of Tarifa and Siege of Cadiz. 1813, Oignon, Battle of Vitoria, Battle of Meyer, Battle of Dresden, Battle of Leipzig, and Siege of Danzig. 1814, Battle of Bar-sur-Aube, Battle of Fère-Champenoise, and Maastricht. 1815, Battle of Waterloo. It became a Legend Infantry de Line from 1816 to 1820, reverting to 54th Line Infantry Regiment from 1820 to 1854 and finally taking its present name in 1854. From 1828 to 1833, it took part in the Morea expeditions supporting Greek independence, especially the siege of the fort at Morea. On the outbreak of the First World War in 1914, the regiment was on garrison duties at Compiègne as part of France's 23rd Infantry Brigade. itself part of 12th Infantry Division of 6th Army Corps, of which it formed part throughout the war. It took part in 3rd and 4th Army's retreat, fighting from 5 to the 13th of September at Longwy, Vax-Marie, Somain, Rembecourt-aux-Pots, Moulins and the First Battle of the Marne. It then fought in the Calonne sector of the trenches from the 22nd of September 1914 to the 2nd of August 1915. Les Eparges was a heavily disputed sector, split between the regiments of France's 12th Infantry Division. From January to May 1915, it fought in operations on the River Meuse and Argonne, both in Les Eparges and the First Battle of Champagne. On the 24th of April that year, the regiment was brought together to campaign near Rupty and Wovre. Before going, it performed a march past the general commanding 12th Infantry Division, who then decorated 2 of the regiment's officers with the Legion d'Honneur. The regiment was then mentioned in dispatches for its sustained fighting from the 26th of December onwards, when the regiment was put on alert at lunchtime and went on to base itself on the edge of the Châtelaine forest opposite Moulins. On Sunday the 25th of April it linked up with France's 132nd Infantry Regiment on its left. Under German 105 and 150 bombardment, the 54th was ordered to make its trenches unwinnable. The 87th Infantry Regiment had to attack before the 54th, but the attack failed and night arrived. In 1916, the regiment saw action at Verdun and the Somme, and the following year during the Chemin des Dames offensive. 1918 saw it fighting once again in the Somme, this time at Gravesnes, Le Plessier and the Saint-Aignan offensive on the Aisne, then finally in the Flanders offensive. 1919 present battle honors. The regiment's tie is decorated with the Croix de Guerre 1914 to 1918, with 3 citations in Army orders, 1 citation in Army Corps orders and 1 citation in divisional orders. The regiment has the right to wear the colors of the Croix on its forage cap. Its colors bear the battle honors: Colonels, Chefs de Brigade, 1756, M. de Senezig, Colonel. 1792, Pierre-Michel Joseph Salomon du Mesnil, Colonel. 1794, Glinec, Chef de Brigade. 1795, Sauvat, Chef de Brigade. 1796, Louis Prévert, Chef de Brigade. 1803, Armand Philippon, Colonel, wounded the 28th of July 1809. 1810, Jacques Saint-Faust, Colonel, wounded the 27th of February 1814. 1814, Claude Charlotte, Colonel. 1829, Félix Louis Denop. 1830, François Négrier. Officer who then became General de Brigade. Officer who then became General de Division.